Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just trying to listen to it in
You
my
didn't
ear.
see the point. He gave you the point.
He gave me the director gave me
Yeah,
the point. I
right
missed
there.
my cue. I missed my cue.
Let's go again. Let's
Gotta
go.
watch now. Look.
Take two.
You know, don't listen. Look. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another round of Ray's Boom Boom Room. I'm your host, Ray Mancini, here with my co-host and ace corner man, Mike Case.
Whatever. Just glad to be here. Just glad to be here.
And we are doing this show for this from a spectacular place. We are doing this is a new joint that I just found out about. I didn't know it existed.
I've
now,
heard
we're
about
in
it.
Warren, Ohio, which is the next town over from Youngstown. But I come to Warren. I've had more fights in Warren than I did in Youngstown.
Right.
So, but we're at the beautiful CharBenay winery.
Yep,
in
right by the
beautiful
river.
Right by the river in downtown Warren. And it's spectacular. I walked out, that was like the Tivoli Gardens in Vegas. I know. I've been to Tivoli Gardens. It was a joint back in the 80s in Vegas. That's how long ago. And it's spectacular. And lovely woman Char is allowing us to do our show from here, and to give me a little bit of the background. And it's it's if you walk, she took a shot. This is what we're talking about. Talk about entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Took this shot. You got to admire anybody who takes a shot nowadays in business. And beautiful, took it downtown Warren, but they got the Robbins Theater right across the river on the other side. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the Warren area, or if you know Youngstown, Warren area, if you're here in downtown Warren, walk across the bridge to CharBenay's winery. It's just on the other side of the bridge, of the river. Just walk over. In fact, if you could see, if you're outside, you see the amphitheater.
That's right.
So during the summer, you don't see the amphitheater. You don't hear it. You can hear the show from here.
That's right.
So, not that I'm taking away from the amphitheater, but come here and get dinner and wine outside. You don't need to pay for a ticket. You'll hear the whole show. Don't need.
That's
you
so
know, don't
cheap.
Don't need
That's
to
so
see
cheap.
it. Don't need to see it. You'll hear it though.
Well, I was talking to her a little bit.
Oh, God.
She was in the kitchen and bath industry. She was a decorator and always kind of wanted to do her own wine thing. Actually said she planted some grapes at her house, was going to do it at her house, and then this opportunity came up.
Wow.
And people, if you're going to a show at the Robbins Theater, and there's another show this weekend, you park here, you have dinner, you have some drinks, take the shuttle bus down.
Yes.
And then you come
How
back.
about that? No, see,
How fun is that?
They got their own form of Uber, but
Yeah.
but they got their own form. It's
Yeah,
just,
it's like
they shuttle you
it's a
right over.
party bus.
A little shuttle right over, shuttle you right back.
Right.
So you ain't got to do nowhere. You stay at park, eat before or eat after.
Right?
Don't be shy. Come into the joint, check
Full
it
menu,
out.
full menu. It's not just
great
drinks.
joint, and make sure you come. But check it out. Even if you want to come for happy hour or appetizers, you know, like if you're going to an Enoteca, which is this Italian bar, it's a wine bar, Italian wine bar, small plates. Or tapas place, this is what this is.
Sure.
It could be.
I
So you
counted,
want a full dinner, or you can have an
what?
Enoteca or tapas, or appetizers.
Regular, they have the regular booze and drinks and stuff, and I counted 11 different wines.
But I'm telling you what,
That's pretty good.
It's wide. It's
Oh,
wide open.
wonderful.
And I mean, it's a great joint.
sure
It's
they
one of
have
these
music
hidden.
here.
It's a young. Char told me she's been over for about 6 months now.
Yeah.
So
Wait till the summer with that patio.
that's something to be jammed.
That
It'll be slammed.
patio's gonna be
But I'm gonna tell you,
rocking.
if you're there and you're Warren downtown, support local businesses. These are the type of places you want to be here for years to come. So you have a place to go in downtown. I say downtown Youngstown, but we got some places that are coming in. But here's the difference between downtown and Youngstown. I'm gonna say it right out now.
Downtown Youngstown, downtown Warren.
Downtown, there's the difference. There's no parking in downtown Youngstown. The parking's not as good as it is down here.
I would say
She
that.
got a full parking lot right here.
Yeah, it's nice.
Nice,
It's
a
nice
full
just
parking
to
lot.
park
And
here
you
and
ain't
you're
got to
done.
pay for parking.
Right.
Better yet, you ain't got to pay for parking and then try to go into a joint.
That's right.
You
don't pay for the shuttle
I love
bus.
I love White Town is my town. I love downtown Youngstown, but you got to come up with some better parking. Nothing for nothing.
Well, they've tweaked that a couple of different
They
ways.
have to do it better. They
And
have to
it's,
do better.
and every time you do it, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't end up going the
That'd be
right
better.
way.
But they've done it right so far down here. And Char,
There you go. You're gonna bring those over. That's fine.
Thank you very
Here's the
much.
chef.
The chef. My friend, your first name?
Ron.
Ron. This is Ron, the chef here at CharBenay.
Full
So, Ron,
menu, right, Ron?
Ron. So what
Absolutely.
kind of food that you serve? Is it across the board?
Yeah, we're across the board. This week we're doing braised short ribs.
Short ribs.
Paella.
Oh, paella.
Yeah,
I like that.
combination of surf and turfs.
Oh, see, it's a high end, some small plate. It doesn't matter, right?
Everyone, blue collar, white collar.
There you go.
Man, you can't beat that. So, Ron, thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
All right. I'll get back in the kitchen and make us. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. That's nice.
Look, so if you're downtown, anyhow, we got to give Shar and the joint a plug because they're allowing us to do the show here today.
Yeah, it was nice.
And I hope they allow us to come back. So, Mike, don't mess up the joint.
Best behavior.
Okay, so obviously we're waiting on a call. We're waiting on Ed O'Neill to be our call on us today. Mm-hmm. Ed,
he's actually shooting what?
Is shooting Modern Family. It's their last week of shooting, and the show's over.
And this is the last show ever, then.
Last show ever, and he's shooting his last show today, or this week. I'm sorry, this week. Mm-hmm. So he's on set. So he'll call us when he gets, between takes or when he's off set. So.
We'll just keep
we'll keep talking. We'll keep talking, and when he calls, we'll talk. But let me tell you something. He has some definitive ideas about, as I do, about this weekend's fight in Las Vegas. So we're going to talk about this week. I tried to get a couple other people from Fox. They're busy.
Because Fox does not have the fight. Yeah,
no, it's co-production, right? Co-promotion, co-promotion between PBC.
It's all over the place, isn't it?
Co-promotion between PBC and Top Rank. It's a co-production, except that ESPN's handling the production end of it, meaning.
Have you ever seen this much promotion for a fight in a long time? I mean, it's on all the channels.
Well, look, between me and you, it fits all the criteria. It's the heavyweights. Everyone wants to see the heavyweights. Mm-hmm. You got two undefeated guys. Both have last fight was a draw, disputed draw. It's a rematch, and you got black and white. It's the name of the game. And it's the nature of the beast. Sports, boxing, by far, black and white fights sell bigger than anything.
Is that? I never really thought of that.
Oh, absolutely, that's a fact.
It is a fact, but I've never really thought of it.
If you have two great black champions, unfortunately, they don't sell as well on pay-per-view. Just they don't. That doesn't mean they don't do well. They won't do as well as a black and Hispanic, Hispanic versus white, black and white. That's what people want to say. Or two Hispanics.
I wonder why. I mean, is it because people are rooting for their own race in the fight? I wonder why it is.
Mike,
it makes sense. But I just wonder what it is.
I mean, absolutely. Look, you could love. I love Deontay Wilder. Love. And I'm rooting for him. And I'm picking him. He's my guy.
And he's from where? He's from where?
And Deontay's from Alabama.
Okay.
And he's an Alabama boy.
From what?
Bubby?
Yeah.
And Tyson Fury is from the UK.
England, right? Or Britain or whatever.
The UK.
Okay.
Because I actually think he's Scottish. I think he's Scottish.
Okay.
But so when you say the UK, because I'm on to clarify, but he comes from a gypsy clan, true gypsy clan, and his father was known is very famous over there because of bare knuckle fighting. So Tyson actually started in bare knuckle game, and then he got into.
Is that still a thing?
Do people
still bare knuckle fight?
It's still bare knuckle fighting is a real thing around the country.
God.
They're doing it real.
Neanderthal.
Well, I don't know. It's bare knuckle fighting, UFC. I mean, it's just an extension of UFC, extension of boxing. So even though they're gloves, but they have smaller hands. But smaller gloves, or actually they don't even have gloves. It's bare knuckle boxing.
Just kind of wrapped.
But they wrap around your hands.
I see.
Because you keep protect the bones. So I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Wouldn't do it.
No.
Anyhow, so the fight this weekend, the biggest fight for me I can remember in a long, long time. Maybe since Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson.
Yeah, or one of the Holyfield Tyson. But still, you didn't see all the channels with preview shows.
Well, because you got two different networks.
Right.
First of all, there's free network television with with Fox, and then you have, of course, ESPN is the biggest sports channel. So, of course, you see all over there. But it's a co-production, co-promotion between PBC and Fox and ESPN. But ESPN is actually handling the production side of it. That's why. But you're still going to see Kate Abdo, Sean Porter, and Joe Goosen and Lennox Lewis doing their version of it. So if you buy the Fox pay-per-view, you're going to be seeing them.
Oh, I see.
If you're buying the ESPN version, you're going to see Joe Tessitore, Tim Bradley, and Andre Ward.
No kidding.
We're going to, even though they're going to, it's a co-promotion, but you're going to still see two different sets of announcers.
I wonder if they'll be on the opposite side of the ring or next to each other. I wonder how they'll set it up.
Probably on the same side. Probably on the same side.
That's interesting.
It is interesting.
And that's another thing you don't normally see, right? I mean, that's very different, isn't it?
And I don't understand. And people have asked me, I don't understand myself. Why aren't I there? Why aren't I doing the show?
Yeah, it seems like Fox has a lot of people, and you're not one of the people.
I'm not a hoit-bite.
Well, and plus it's going to cost you $75 to pay for it, right? That's not fair.
Actually,
you should get a free pay-per-view.
Actually, I have an event Saturday night. I had an event that I'm actually going to be going to, and then I'm going to race home.
Well, you'll be home plenty of time.
Race home. All right, I hope so.
I mean, when's that fight
by the time
gonna
it
go?
goes on, it should be after midnight.
Oh, yeah, right?
Hopefully so. I won't miss it. But look, to wait for Eddie to call in. Look, it was at the view of the fight coming up. Here's what I think. I think it's going to be a hell of a fight. First of all, the first fight, most people, now I didn't see it. I got to admit, again, I was at another event. I did not see the first fight. And by all accounts, Tyson Fury won that fight. Even though he got dropped twice.
Even though he got knocked down?
Twice. That means 4 rounds. When you get
knocked down,
drop somebody, you win 2 rounds. Meaning, because it's a 10-8 round. So it's basically 2 rounds.
Oh, I see. So you win the margin's 2 points.
Rounds. So you get right. You get dropped twice. That's 4 rounds. And most people still thought Tyson Fury won the fight, which would have been 8-4. Because they didn't say, everybody I talked to said he didn't win any other rounds, except the 2 rounds he dropped Fury in. Now, I didn't see the fight. I'd like to go back. I think they'll be showing a replay of the first fight, either on Fox and or ESPN.
That's what they had to do. Instead of the undercard, they had to just show the first fight.
But the undercard's going to be pretty good, loaded too. Undercard's pretty loaded. They're going to be doing. It's going to be a hell of an undercard, hell of a show all the way. But this is the first time that I've been excited to see a heavyweight fight forever. And you got a guy in Tyson Fury who's 6'9", because Deontay Wilder usually dwarfs his opponents. He's 6'7", and he's punching down. He is Steve Kim, the boxing writer for Steve Kim, says it best that Deontay Wilder is the heavyweight Tommy Hearns. And that's the great analogy, because Tommy can punch one of the best right hands ever, and Deontay is the hardest punching heavyweight since Mike Tyson. His right hand is like Mike Tyson's left hook, or left uppercut. I mean, it's just what a left right hand he got. And Steve Kim calls it the eraser, and he's right, because it changes everything once he hits you with that right hand.
That first fight though, we didn't know how great it was going to be, did we? I mean, they were both undefeated, but I don't think there was that. I know there wasn't as much hype as this fight, but I don't think there was much hype at all for that fight.
No, because a lot of people didn't know Tyson Fury.
Right.
Tyson Fury was with Matchroom Boxing, which is Eddie Hearn. He was promoted by Eddie Hearn, but he signed to Bob Arum now. And then Bob Arum is one of the top promoters in the world for the last 100,
Oh, yeah. He's got to be 80-some years old, right?
Bob's 85. And for the last 50 years, he's one of the top promoters in the world. But he hasn't had a heavyweight for a long time. He promoted, all these fights when he came in our 70s.
Sure.
And so, when Ollie first came out of retirement, out of jail, and he got back into the boxing, he was the one who promoted that. Bob Arum promoted all his early fights. So when he had the big fight, Ollie Frazier, he was a promoter of that, along with Madison Square Boxing. So it's just, by far, Bob has been at the top of the game for many, many years. He hasn't had a heavyweight in quite a while, especially someone like Tyson Fury. Bob knows. White guy who can actually fight, but he's got a mouth to match his talent. Bob, he talks. Deontay could talk, and this guy talks to Deontay. And that's the beautiful thing. You haven't seen a white heavyweight talk like this since forever. So, and he doesn't back down from Tyson Fury. He hasn't backed down from Deontay Wilder or anybody else when it comes to talking about, the fight. They don't back down. And so when they had the one-on-one, the press conferences, that's worth the price of admission right there. The last press conference will be Thursday. That's I can't wait to see.
Is that a weigh-in day too? Is that when they do?
Weigh-in will be Friday.
Okay.
Friday.
And then the fight's on Saturday.
So anybody who
but we didn't see this in the first round, I guess.
No, we didn't see it the first time.
We didn't see it coming like, oh my gosh, this is going to be like
and not
apocalyptic,
And a lot of people knew Deontay Wilder, but they didn't know of his capabilities. And they come back and he's won 2 fights with knockouts, vicious knockouts. Tyson Fury has come back with 2 fights against no-name guys. He's won, I don't want to say impressively, he's won. But it got him to this fight. So everyone got to know, Bob Arum, promote him up there, put him up there, get him the right type of fighter, opponents, get his name out there. And now he got him and Wilder. Now, Tyson Fury says that he's going to go, first of all, he says he's going to knock him out 2 rounds. When you say that, put yourself out there like that, it's stupid to me.
Especially when you got knocked down twice anyway.
Twice. Drop like a sack of potatoes. Drop like a sack of rice.
I didn't even really know he was hurt. He just kind of...
Oh, he went down like he was shot.
Yeah.
But then, count of 5, he wasn't moving. Count of 6, he got up by 8. I don't understand it. But that's a testament to his chin, his resolve, his will to win. I admire that. He was out. And I think Deontay didn't never expect him to get up. So he dropped him twice. But if you don't drop him, people say, what does Tyson Fury have to do to win that fight? Don't get knocked down.
Absolutely.
If he stays on his feet, he wins the fight.
Absolutely.
But you get dropped down twice and drop like that, the draw,
Yeah, it's not like he tripped.
Went down like he was shot, boy.
Right.
Like down like he was shot, boy.
Right.
Oof. So I think Deontay beats him this time because Deontay's still biggest puncher in the game. And Tyson Fury says he's going to knock him out 2 rounds, which means he has to come at him. He says he's going to go at him. Now, if you're going to do that, you don't tell anybody you're going to do that. You just do it. But tell him, I'm going to knock him out 2 rounds. When you predict that way, if I'm Deontay, I'm saying, well, I'm all set for a gun. 1 or 2 things. I'm saying I'm waiting for a shootout. I used to love guys. You guys knew how I was going to fight. So I said, well, I'm going to go toe-to-toe, man. Said, great. Then it'll be a war. We'll be doing business right from the jump. That's great. Hey, nice to see you, buddy. And so it'll be a war from the jump. Great. That's how I like it. Tyson Fury, that's not his game plan. That's not how he likes it. So you tell people you're going to do it, then you do it. If you don't, I'm just psychological, let them think. You say you're going to do it. Or just wait to see, don't say nothing and see, let the fight play out the way it's supposed to. So anyhow, I hope he does that. It'll be exciting for as long as it goes.
Right.
It'll be a shootout from the jump. And Tyson, Deontay Wilder is another guy you want to get in a shootout with.
Right.
You don't want to get, because he's got the best cannon going, boy. So but I can't wait to see the opening round. And if it should go past the 2 rounds, which I expect Wilder will be there.
I'm sure it will.
Wilder will be there. I don't know about Fury.
Yeah.
Wilder will be there. Then it'll be a great fight. But he says he's coming. I admire what he says. I admire that way he got up. I admire that he puts himself and won this fight rematch. Look, by all accounts, he won the fight. I didn't see it, but by all accounts I've read and heard, and most people say that. So I hope if he wins outright, he gets the decision, like he should. But I don't think it's going to go to decision. I think somebody's going to fall like a tree. And I don't know who that's going to be because you got a 6'7", and 6'9" guy. That's a tall tree.
Oh, man.
So,
all right, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
This will be, if you don't feel like answering this,
that's okay.
Don't ask or don't answer. It's okay because it might be controversial, and I don't want to put you in that spot. If you're a promoter, we talked about Bob Arum, Tyson Fury, is a white boxer more valuable to you if they're the same level than a African American or a Hispanic?
Yeah, I'd say that.
Is the fight fan a white person now?
Because not as many. Because you have to.
Just because they're
not many. Look, look. People they're always going to give you like when I was fighting. Oh, you're made by TV. Yeah, but I was also a winning fighter, so yeah, that helps. Look, if you are a white guy who can fight, absolutely.
Because you're rare.
Yeah, there's not as many. Exactly.
Huh.
You know, it's like a white guy in the NBA who can play.
Right. There's hardly any from our country.
You know, that's right. That's right. And if you're a white guy in this, right? If you're Larry Bird, or you remember the 3 brothers, the father's Hall of Fame, played for his father played for Golden State, shot underhand.
Rick Barry.
Remember the
then
3 Barry
John
brothers?
Barry, Drew Barry,
right.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Right. And John and
Drew.
Drew was the youngest one, but the middle one who won the slam dunk contest.
Oh, Oh crap! I don't know.
Yeah. He won the slam dunk contest. Remember he won the slam dunk contest? People say, he was a white guy who could fly, drive out, jump out the ceiling, out the building. He was a white guy who had hops, and he won and he did the Jordan slam dunk from the foul line, and so, yeah, he could fly. But what I'm saying is it's unusual to see a guy. Larry Bird was an anomaly. He was a guy who was, and the brothers say, man, Larry Bird, man, he's a bad man. So that's what I'm saying. Guys like that, yeah, but just not as many. So I would think, it's not,
So it had nothing to do with who's rooting for the person or how many out there are rooting for him. Just the fact that it's an anomaly.
It's just talking about that. I just heard. I think it's pretty true. But I won't say guaranteed if it's true. But I'm going to say what I heard. It's been out there on social media. That, of course, Caleb Plant won his fight Saturday night. He beat the guy Feigenboots from Germany.
Sounds like a white guy.
Yeah, from Germany. He beat him. He stopped him in 10. Caleb Plant can fight. He's got a high boxing IQ, great movement, great amateur pedigree. He's got a ton of heart. But they offered him right after the fight Canelo from May. And I'm reading that he turned it down. And I heard that yesterday, but then I read it today. He turned it down. And they said, well, what is your thoughts on that? I go, well, first I didn't know it was true, but by all indications it is. If it is true, he said he didn't have enough time to prepare. And I'm thinking, Caleb, I love you, brother. You just got done with a fight. You take a couple of days off. You get back in the gym slowly. You got 3 months. You take off a couple of weeks. Take your bride on vacation. Get reacquainted with her. Get back to camp. You're not going to be out of shape.
It's your job.
Fighting's your job. But 3 months.
Yeah.
That's 3 years. I mean, I'm not. I can't. But because they got their own plan of attack, their own agenda. I got it. But if they offer you Canelo, that's the biggest fight out there for you. Take it. And
do you think there's another reason?
No, I don't know what they said.
Do you think? I don't think I'm ready, and I'll just say that. I think he's ready. I think Caleb's got the ton of heart. Do you think he thinks he's ready?
Yeah, Caleb's got a ton of heart. He thinks he can beat anybody. I would think so. As a fighter, I was 20 when I took on Lex Arguello. I was a 3-time world champion, one of the greatest fighters of all time. At that time, he was one of the greatest of all time. 3-time and 3-division champion. You got to take it because that's the opportunity. Now, there's so many different belts. I get it, but Caleb Plant he's a hell of a fighter, man. And I ain't saying he's turned down for any. I don't know his reasons, and that's his reason. But I can't see a bigger fight for him out there. And you got 3 months to prepare. You just got off a fight. I don't understand. I hope he takes it. I hope he changes his mind. I hope he takes it and goes out there. Because I think he'd be a headache for Canelo. He's a headache for anybody in that division. He's a purebred boxer, man. This guy got talent at the ass. So why wouldn't you do? And you got a ton of confidence. He's got more confidence, than 10 guys going to Europe. So there's not a reason. I don't think he doubts his ability or doubts that he can win the fight. I don't know why he wouldn't take it because this is going to be the biggest fight out there for him. From what I'm hearing, they're saying the offer is too low. Well, yeah, but if they offer you more money for another fight, then you take it. But if they say, well, it's not may not be as much money for another fight, but it won't be as tough another. But if you beat Canelo at your weight class, Canelo's moving up to fight you at your weight class, then you become you're the guy. You are the guy. Why won't you take it?
What's that?
I don't understand.
All right, since you've done it, what's the shortest turnaround from one fight to the next that makes sense, that is actual possible for not just you, but for most fighters?
Mike, I don't know. I can't talk for other fighters. I can
all right, for you.
I won the North American title for my first TV fight, May 16th, 1981.
What's that, NABF? Is that what it is?
It was NABF.
Okay.
I won that. It was my first TV fight. I came back and fought in July and defended against Jose Luis Ramirez.
So you won it when?
May,
and then July. So less than 2 months, maybe.
Less than 2 months. I won that. I fight Arguello in October.
September, October.
Okay.
3 months.
Another 3 months.
Yeah.
I got beat by Aguayo, and I'm back fought at the end of December, the day after Christmas, December 25th.
That's less than 3 months too.
Okay, these were 15-round fights. So.
Which means you have to train for that many rounds.
But 6 weeks was perfect for me. 6 weeks. I'm not knocking him. I'm not trying. But you fought. You won impressively. You didn't get beat up. You weren't. It was a tough. I don't know how tough a fight. You won clearly 10 rounds. Take a couple of days off. Take a bride on vacation. Like I said, get reacquainted with her after a couple weeks. Get back in the gym. You got 3 months. I don't know, man. I just don't get it. Oh, wait. Now Mark Kriegel call. I'm going to call Mark Kriegel. Maybe we'll get Kriegel on the phone to be our guest. How's that?
Oh, okay.
How's that?
Who's Mark?
Mark Kriegel. He works for ESPN.
That's fantastic.
Look at him. Yeah. Hey, Mark. Hey, could you talk? Because I'm on the air right now.
Yeah.
Talk.
Sitting down, we boarded the flight. I don't know if it's going to work, but I can try.
Could my guy call you?
Sure.
All right. You guys call? I'll give you his number.
Yeah.
All right, Mark. We're going to call you right now.
All right.
I'm talking about the fight. I'm talking about the fight now, so I'll call you right back. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Here you go.
Yeah, just yell it out on the podcast.
Mark Kriegel. Yeah, Mark Kriegel. Yeah, Kriegel. Oh, that's Eddie.
And what's his job?
Mark is an announcer. He wrote my book.
That's fantastic.
He wrote my book. He's an author. Now he's working for ESPN. And
you don't want to just say his number over there?
well, I don't think Mark.
Is that a 330?
But Mark's he's there for the fight. He's gonna be doing work for. He works for ESPN.
All right, let's see if we get him.
And I asked him if he could do him.
Yeah,
So,
even if it's for 15 minutes.
watch
who cares?
Eddie Buchanan right after that.
I know.
Eddie,
We need your phone back.
I'll call you back.
Yeah, Kriegel's on the horn.
So, I'll talk to. Let's see what happens. So Mark Kriegel who wrote my book, best-selling author, now doing boxing work for ESPN. Tremendous writer, reporter, all-around good guy. And, I don't know if he did. I'm going to ask him when he's on there. Mark, do you ever do anything with boxing? Because I don't think I ever did anything boxing before I did my book. Mark.
Hello?
Mark.
Hey.
Okay, now we got you on the air. All right?
Okay.
Watch what you say. Watch what you say. Hey, so I'm glad you appreciate you calling me because we're talking about the fight here. What's going on? What's the word? Look, I was just talking about, here's my view, Mark, and then I want to leave it over to you. I said the first fight, by all indications, Tyson Fury won. I didn't see it. I was at an event. By all indications, even though it got dropped twice, he won it. But people always say, well, what does Tyson Fury have to do to win that fight? And I'm saying, don't get dropped that last round. That's what you have to do. Don't get dropped. And he went down like a sack of rice, man. He went down like he was shot. But to his credit, to his heart and desire and will to win, he got up. Now, he comes out talking he's going to go make it a firefight from the jump. He's going to knock him out in 2 rounds. Stupid. It ain't going to happen. I hope he comes out like that. But Deontay Wilder's the best puncher since Mike Tyson. So that's not going to play well for Wilder. I mean, for Fury, in my viewpoint. But you let the other guy know what you're doing. No, great. Come out and let's make it a firefight. So what are your thoughts? What's the word of going around Vegas?
Well, I mean, look, there's some merit to what Fury's saying. Fury, I think Fury's I think Wilder is the biggest puncher, arguably the greatest right hand when he gets his space
right.
that I've ever seen.
Right.
I'm not saying he's the best boxer. I'm not saying he's the best heavyweight, but I've never seen anything like that right hand. But the safest place to be for Fury is not on the end of that, not on the outside. The safest place is inside.
Right.
One way or another, to win this fight, he's got to find a moment to attack. So he says, hey, listen, why am I going to wait around and take my chances that I'm going to get dropped? I'm going to press the issue. The safest place for me is inside, and at some point I have to push him back. And I think that any way you calculate this fight, that's correct. At some point he's going to have to make his move, and he's going to have to push him back. The moment when you're most vulnerable with Wilder, and Wilder doesn't have great technique, but he has great timing. And at that moment where that split second you make your move, that's when he catches you. Well, and he also, he can blind you with that jab. You don't want to be on the outside.
No, and that's all Fury is. Fury likes to stay on the outside. So for him to say that he's going to be coming in, like you just said, that makes sense. But I don't say he's 6'9". He ain't like he can sneak it. It ain't Joe Frazier. It ain't Mike Tyson slipping underneath. He's got to walk in standing straight up. You walk in straight up, you're going to get caught. You can't get out of the way.
But wait a sec, though, Ray. He's got. Look, I understand what you're saying. I'm not sure I disagree with it, but Fury has good technique. Fury is classically trained. He doesn't walk straight in. He does move his head. Right. He has a jab. There's no way you're going to minimize the risk. It's not a riskless fight any way you look at it, but he has to make that move to come inside. Also, who do you like better on the inside, Fury or Wilder? Because I don't think that Wilder has great technique inside. You never see him inside.
He doesn't but he does. Right. But he has a vicious right uppercut. So when he's on the inside, first of all, Fury doesn't fight on the inside at all. He doesn't know. He hugs and grabs. He's a clutch. He's a clutch and grab fighter. That's what he is. Mark, you said the point. I've said this. Fury can move. Big guy, got good footwork, can move. I don't think he can fight a whole lot. And I mean by that is you never see he pushes his punches. He doesn't throw them. He pushes them. He doesn't snap them. He's a big lumbering guy. He sticks out a jab. He pushes the right hand. He gets inside. He tries to bully these guys around because he's a big guy. You never see him throw a 4 or 5 punch combination. You don't see that. And if he does, it's like half-ass. It's like it's shoe shine. It's nothing behind it. Fury.
But
go ahead.
Right.
No. He's a big, strong guy.
If you listen to Wilder, that's one of the reasons why he went back to Kronk. Listen, it's to Sugar Hill, to Andy Lee, who did 7 years at that gym. Right. One of the things that they teach at Kronk is simple fundamentals. Use your right hand, extend it, punch through the target. Don't waste any punches. It's not it's not elaborate stuff. It's not fancy stuff. It's real simple. And they want him to sit down at his punches. They want to punch through the target. It's like day one, what you learn in the gym. Right. And what he says Kronk is about, or what Sugar Hill and Andy Lee say Kronk is about, is really killer instinct. And it's funny to me that the fight that he compared this to, that kept coming up, was Hagler Hearns. Now, that didn't work out for the Kronk guy. Right. But I think that he sees this, I'm just going to sell out and see what happens. I almost think like he's thinking about his own dad, like this is his homage to the bare knuckle tradition. I don't know why he doesn't want to. I mean, I do know why he doesn't want to box, but I think he says, if I box, I still run that high risk of not getting a decision, especially in a WBC fight. This is the WBC champion, and I don't think, frankly, I don't think that Wilder's got enough respect over the years. That's a separate issue, but he's worried about getting a decision, and he's worried about, listen, the same thing could happen, and maybe I don't get up at the count of 8 or 9 again, Yeah. Hey. Or 9.5, whatever it was.
Right. Well, are you talking about Fury or are you talking about Wilder?
I'm talking about Fury, but as an aside, I don't think that Wilder gets enough respect. I
got you. I appreciate it. No, Mark, that's valid. It's a valid statement. And like I said, I like Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury is a fighter. But I love the fact that we got a white guy who goes out there and talks better than the brothers. I love that. Because because
he talks better than anybody.
Oh man, you ain't gonna. If it's a verbal battle, he's winning that one. But and he's a big, strong guy, and he got balls. There's no doubt about that. Coming from his background, and his brag and all of that. But I think when he gets in there and he gets hit with that right hand again, I think he's gonna. I don't think he's not gonna get missed. Wilder won't miss him with that right hand. I think he's gonna hit him and he's gonna tap him with it several times. And I think eventually Fury, because he knows he can drop him, and that's confidence builder, And I know Fury knows he gets hit. He went down twice. It ain't like he went down once. He went down like he was shot. So I think he's got to worry about that. I think that's a big, big advantage for Wilder. And I think if I know I drop you, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to tap you on the chin with my right hand. You're going to go.
Well, you know what Wilder's been saying. I mean, I've been to both camps at this point, talked pretty extensively with both guys, and we know what Fury says, but Wilder figures, hey, listen, I broke my forearm in the last training camp. I did not throw a right hand in camp. Okay, so when I came into that, and obviously he was underweight, I think like 209 pounds. He's a little sick. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying the way that he looks at the fight. It took him a while to get his timing back against a really good boxer, a guy who was better than he thought. And by the time he did figure it out, again, this is Wilder's theory, by the time he did figure it out, he dropped him 2 times in the last 4 rounds.
Right.
So he sees it as a continuation of that. My arm wasn't broken this time, and he fractured his forearm, the right hand, so he really had to be able to use it much during camp. That's how he looks at it. On the other hand, Fury says, hey, listen, I just came back from losing 100 pounds, and I came back from, like, suicidal depression.
Right.
I'm a lot better now than I was December of 18.
Right.
We'll kick Mark before you go because we're gonna.
Mark, this is my guy, Mike Case.
I know you got to go, and so I just want to ask you real quick. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, the 1 to 10 on the entertainment value of the last fight, and then 1 to 10 on how much you're looking forward to this fight.
If I say 10, am I a shill? Here's the thing: the best heavyweight title fight I was ever at was Bo Holyfield won, and it just opened my eyes to what the real majesty of the sport. And it had the capacity to surprise. You were like, holy, you know what? Holy shit.
Holyfield.
And when he got up, and I think that when Tyson boxed as well as he did in the beginning, that was a holy shit moment. And when he got up in the 12th, that was as good a single moment as I've ever seen in the division. Heavyweights are known for putting guys down. This guy in that one moment became known for getting up. Yeah. So look, 9, 10, it's a big one. It's a big one.
Yeah,
it's bigger than anyone this century.
Wow, there you go. That's for sure. Mark, my
Thanks,
brother,
Mark.
I appreciate your time, man. Honest to God, I really truly appreciate you.
Take care, fellas.
Okay,
right.
brother, you safe. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for having
me.
me.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
How good was that?
That's good. That's
Boom.
good. Right from Vegas, and we have Eddie waiting for the call.
We'll just give him the number, and then we'll be good to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get Ed O'Neill.
This is like
online.
a real newscast, like a breaking news newscast.
You want to? Do you know the number?
I'll be all right.
It's good.
Okay, I give it to you, right?
Yeah, but I'll need to type it in again. So I'm going to pull it from your phone. Is that okay?
Okay, yeah. It'll be under that, yeah. And
So remind people again, we're calling Ed O'Neill.
we're going to call Ed O'Neill.
He's on his
last
week
week
of
of
this
Modern
show.
Family. The last week, last show.
This is it.
It's the last week of the show for the hit forever. 11 years.
How many 11 seasons?
And 11 years. He did 11 seasons of Married with Children, too. He's got more. He's the all-time king of television.
I think that's so neat.
He broke Lucille Ball's record last year.
For the most episodes on
For most
television.
episodic TV. And ask him if he cares.
Apparently not.
No.
If you could introduce me, that'd be great.
Yeah. Eddie. Eddie. Hey, I'm calling you on the set. Hey, don't bother me. Hey.
I'm in my trailer.
There we go. We're right on. Hey, it's funny.
No, we're what's up?
So you're doing the last week of the show, right?
Last week. Well, I got today, Thursday, and Friday, and I'm done.
Thursday and Friday, you're done. And I tell people, this is the 11th season for Married with Children, correct?
No, Modern Family.
Yeah.
Modern Family.
Yeah.
But you did 11 seasons of Married with Children, too, right? So you did 11 and 11.
Yeah, it's 11 and 11.
Yeah. So last year when you broke the record for more episodic TV than anybody in history, we had dinner that night, and I asked you, Eddie, how do you feel? You go, who gives a shit?
I said it should have been a crossword puzzle question.
But Eddie, all right, let's jump to. You know what? It was funny because I asked Kriegel the other day, and he gives me the Kriegel. Oh man, I'm not sure I can do it. Blah blah blah. Oh, okay, so and then he calls me. He called me. We just had him on. He's calling me from the Vegas, so I appreciate him calling me. We got him. We had him on.
Good.
Yeah, he's from.
Good.
Yeah, it was good. We had him on for a couple of minutes. Right when you texted, so I was texting. We were talking to him. So Eddie, tell me. So I talked to Mark. What do you think about this fight? I said, look, we and you talk about it. You're not a fan of Deontay Wilder.
I'm not a big fan of either one of them.
Either one of them. That's true. Okay, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, okay.
I don't like either one of them.
Okay.
Why is that?
I mean, look, they're probably the best two guys around today.
Yeah.
But I sent you that picture of Deontay Wilder getting knocked out in the amateurs by that little Russian.
He did, yeah. He said, and he goes,
Knocked him dead.
He's been off ever since.
Because Ray, he's only got. I know you like his punching power, but he's only got one hand.
That's valid statement. Big right hand. Use the left hand to kind of set it up with the jab, but it's not really.
Well, a little bit.
Right, he sticks it out.
He don't have a jab like Lewis or Liston or Ali.
No, but he's 6'7".
Or Larry Holmes.
No.
Larry Holmes would have given him trouble in his prime.
No, there's no dispute. It's a great fight. Here's what I said about Deontay. And even Wilder, I mean, in fury if we're going to say, Deontay being 6'7", and being able to punch like you can with that right hand, sitting down in his punches. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Fury's 6'9", but he don't sit down in his punches. He boxes. He's got good movement, and he pushes his right hand. Now, Mark, we were talking to Mark about that. Mark says by Fury going to Kronk Gym and working with Sugar Hill now, who was Manny Stewart's nephew. They're trying to teach him that Tommy Hearn's right hand. Sit down in your punches, turn that right hand over. But he's done it for like 6-8 weeks, whatever it is. I don't think you're going to teach a guy who ain't never been a puncher, who's always been on his feet. Also, now you can teach him to sit down and throw a right hand, and it's going to have a devastating effect. I don't think so. I think.
Well, I don't think you're not going to make that guy a puncher.
No, that's what they're trying to do. And that's why he said.
He's not a puncher.
That's why he said he's going to go out and it's going to end in 2 rounds. He's going to go out and make it a firefight with Deontay
But
Wilder.
I don't see why you're thinking Wilder's going to be any better than he was in the first fight.
Well, I tell you, Deontay, because he always does better in rematches, and to his credit, and Mark verified this. Deontay Wilder had a shattered right forearm his first fight. He didn't use his jab because he had a fractured right forearm in training camp. That's true. Mark just verified it for us. Now he's feeling much better. He's got no fractures of any kind. It's going to be a big difference.
That fractured right forearm didn't bother him late in the fight.
No, because he threw a right hand. But I'm saying it was a
Oh,
fractured left forearm. He did throw a jab. That's why he didn't throw any jabs the first fight. He was always one-handed. I think it would
They always, Ron, you hear that stuff so often, Well, my left ass cheek was bothering me, and
Eddie,
I couldn't wait on it.
If you got a fractured forearm and you're trying to punch and throw a jab, you can't do it. Come on now. You know that. But
it's an excuse, Ray. It's just an excuse.
Excuse if you can't do it. It's no excuse. Mark verified it. It's a fact.
Shut up about it.
You need
you got in the ring, right? You got in the ring.
You need both hands, though.
You didn't say, he didn't say, I can't fight. I've got a fractured arm. So if you go in the ring, shut up.
All right. Yeah. So I guess guys going with bad hands, broken hand or something, should shut up too, right?
But they love to give those excuses. You hear excuses a dime a dozen.
Hey, but
everybody's got one.
By all indications, though, I said, but I didn't see the fight because I was at an event. By all indications, he lost the first fight. By all indications,
I think the Irish guy won the first fight.
Yeah.
I mean, he won 8 rounds.
Well, Eddie, as I said, but everyone says, what does he have to do not to lose the fight? I said, don't get dropped the last round. How about that?
Well, that's true. That's true. I mean, he looked bad. He got.
But I said,
flat.
He went down like a sack of shit. Eddie, he went down like a sack of shit.
Well, I don't. A draw didn't bother me that much.
No. But
neither guy.
Yeah. But to his credit, he got up. And he came back, he got up, stood up. That was, that's his determination to will the win. To get up and win the fight.
I told you, I think Deontay Wilder fights like a giraffe. He's got splayed out legs. He's got no balance. He's off balance most of the time. I mean, if he hits you with the right hand. I went over his record of who he's knocked out. I didn't know one guy except that old Cuban. Everybody else, I never heard of them. I had 40 guys, 38 guys, I never heard of them. They could have been reading Cheney High School senior class,
Will you watch the fight? Will you watch it this weekend? It's your first day of unemployment.
No, hell no. I mean, to watch it, I'd have to pay for it.
That's true. And you'll be unemployed.
You got a lot of friends that'll buy it.
Guys like that fight.
Some of your friends will buy it.
I won't pay guys like that fight.
Hey,
they're like amateurs.
Hey, Hans is going to buy the fight, won't he? So you can watch it with Hans.
Who?
Hans. I'll call Hans and see if he's going to buy the fight.
Who's going to fool? What?
What?
What are you talking? Ray, I didn't hear that.
I said, ask Hans if he's going to buy the fight. He'll buy the fight.
Oh, Hans.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll probably buy it. Yeah, he loves to watch it fight.
Yeah. So, but Eddie,
I get no joy out of watching those guys fight. I don't.
Hey, so you're saying in the next 2 days, Bob Arum and PBC Fox won't be calling you to do any promotion for the fight?
I had more fun at Struthers Fieldhouse, Ray, when I go to the Golden Gloves. I saw better fights than Struthers Fieldhouse.
Oh, so Fox won't be asking you to do a promo for the fight this weekend. Is that what you're saying?
Oh no, they don't want to hear what I have to say.
But
oh my God.
Yeah. Now we're talking about Wilder. You think you guys? I know. Look, Joe Louis, the great. Joe Louis with that jab in his right hand, and Rocky Marciano. You all think they would have beat Wilder easy, along with Ali and Frazier?
I don't think Wilder could get past 2 with Louis. I know you think he'd give Marciano trouble.
He would.
Marciano,
I love Rocky's my hero. Big Rocky's. He's 5'10", $185 at his most. Deontay's a big guy at 240, 6'7", who can punch like a son of a gun. He's a headache for anybody at any time. He'd have been a headache for Ali. Ali had a problem with tall guys. Zura Foley.
Ray, who beat Marciano? I can't remember.
Yeah, I know, Eddie. I'm not saying he would have beat him. I said he would give him problems.
Marciano, you know that long drink of is he 6'7"?
Rocky,
He's 6'7".
Rocky would.
That's a lot of body. That's a lot of body to hit, Ray.
I'm not saying he would have beat him, but he would have given him problems. Rocky had a hard time with Ezra Charles.
Marciano, last I checked, pretty good body puncher.
Pretty good body puncher. But
broke a lot of ribs.
You had to get close. You got to get close.
Well, that's all he ever did was get close.
Hey, look.
He knew how to get close, right? He came underneath. He came underneath and worked his way up.
Yes, but you got a big guy, Deontay, sliding back. Rocky's got to reach.
He can't box. Deontay Wilder can't box. Marciano was a better boxer than he is. Marciano had a sneaky left hook to get behind that right-hand punch.
Of course he did. I'm not.
Here's the thing. Here's the other thing, Ray. He was twice as tough.
I will never say one guy would beat another until you put two guys together. I just said he would have been a headache for Rocky. He'd been a headache for Joe Louis.
I mean, I would say,
Frazier.
I don't think the way he fights.
He'd been a headache for Ali. Ali had problem with tall guys. Zora Foley, Big Cat Williams. He beat them guys, but he had problem with tall guys. Ernie Terrell, he had problems with them. So he beat him.
He beat Wilder with one hand in his pocket. And Wilder could never even hit Ali. What would he hit Ali with?
The eraser, man. The eraser. That's what Steve Kim calls. Steve Kim calls his right hand the eraser.
He could knock out this Irish bum.
2 bums.
He had him down twice. By the way, you know why? He was exhausted.
Well, would you call?
He gets tired, Ray. By the way, when did you see Marciano tired in the ring?
No, I agree, Eddie. And that's when he went 15. Yeah. That's when he had 15. You know.
Right.
I know.
I mean, and I'll tell you something else. You said that Walcott wasn't a good puncher. Walcott was a hell of a good puncher.
No, Eddie, I did not. I said he was not known as a knockout king. Jersey Joe could punch. He could fight. One of the greatest fighters of all time. But he wasn't known as a knockout puncher. He had 32 knockouts. He had 32 knockouts in 50-something wins. And that doesn't. Over 80
he had a better left hook than Deontay Wilder.
He might have.
Great left hook. No. Didn't he knock out Ezra Charles? He knocked out Ezra Charles with that shot.
Yes, he did with that left hook. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He dropped Joe Louis with that left hook.
Yes. He had good footwork.
And he knocked Marciano down in the second round, but I think it was a sneaky right hand. It wasn't left hook. It was a sneaky right hand.
It was a sneaky right hand, but that shook Rocky a little bit.
He did. Yeah, Rocky came back on him.
He got right up, but he felt it.
No doubt.
Anyway, now Ray, you're not working this fight, are you?
No, I'm a little hot about that.
should be working.
I would like to. I'd like to think I give some good insight. I like to give good
Well,
insight.
you're the best guy. You're the best guy that Fox has.
Well, I appreciate that, E. And you and
I don't know why you're not. You should be working all the fights.
Well, I appreciate that. We got Lennox and Joe Goosen at ringside, and then they're gonna have Sean Porter in the booth with Kate.
I like those guys, Ray, but they're just, I don't know. They're not. You're more exciting. You're more fun. You're more fun to listen to in there.
Well, I appreciate that. I like to think I'm more fun to listen to. I'll take that because I mean, look, they're knowledgeable guys. There's no doubt they're knowledgeable guys. But I don't know. I'm a little hurt, a little hot that I'm not at the fight. But you know what? they cut backs. They cut back on a lot of things. I'm not going to LA now for the fights to be no studio shows anymore. So I don't know.
Fox doesn't make enough money.
Eddie, what's happening? You got a trailer full of people.
I've done my 2 shows I did for Fox.
Right. But I said
Married with
right.
And Modern Family.
I shut a Fox, right? I said, what do you got?
They're not known for their generosity.
Better you send it than me. Eddie, what do you got? You got a trailer full of people or what?
What? I'm sorry.
I said, do you have a trailer full of people? You got makeup people there and all that stuff?
Yeah. We got my daughter here today with her girlfriend. They're on the set.
Oh, beautiful.
How's the last week been, Ed? Has it been the same as the other weeks or a little bit different?
I'm sorry, what? I can't hear. You're breaking up a little bit. What?
How has the last week of shooting been? Has it been the same as the other weeks or a little different?
Well, we're doing a 2-parter. We're doing a 2-parter as the finale. So we got 2 weeks in a row. This is the second of the 2-parters, and that's going to be the finale. And it's been great. I mean, it's crazy because it's a lot of people are emotional and we're doing a lot of publicity. We're doing a documentary. There's a book being done on the damn thing.
Eddie, are you going to get a little teary-eyed at the end? A few little drops going to fall?
I can't say anything about the ending, but I like the ending a lot. I think it's really good.
No, Eddie, I said, but are you going to get a little weepy-eyed when the show's over? When everyone says goodbye, you got to say goodbye to your castmates and everything.
Well, Ray, I'm an actor. I'll act like I'm weepy-eyed.
You're gonna act like you're hurt. Oh man, no, kid, no.
Listen, honestly, it's been the greatest job.
Yeah.
And I have some tremendous friendships here. But it's time to go. It's time to end.
Yeah, time to move on. And you're gonna do more. You're gonna do more film work. You're gonna do more film work.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to moving on. It's been a great job, though, no question.
All right, so now I'm going to let you go here. What is your prediction? What is your prediction for this fight?
Oh, yeah, good idea.
This fight?
I don't give a shit. No, what's your prediction for the fight?
If Wilder connects with the right hand, he's going to knock him out. If he doesn't, he's going to get tired and he's going to get outboxed. And it's, look, it's a toss-up. Wilder went how many rounds without getting even touched by this guy?
But I can't.
Wilder flips punches pretty well. I mean, not Wilder. What's his name?
Fury.
Yeah, he flips punches pretty well. But you know what, Ray?
What?
When he flips punches, he's not offensive.
No, he's got to be more.
He's strictly defensive. So when he's flipping punches, he's not throwing punches.
Oh, you talking about Fury?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not. No. To say he's going to come out and make it a dogfight and make it a war, I don't see.
I think he's going to try to make Wilder look bad, get frustrated, and then turn it into like a dogfight. Listen, I'll tell you what he's good at because I've seen him do it before. He's a pretty good roughhouse fighter. In other words, he makes it kind of dirty.
Oh yeah,
He'll hold, he'll shove, he'll push. He uses forearms.
Right.
He butts it. And if he gets that fight going, that could make he's a lot physically stronger than Wilder.
Right. And if he does
what's Wilder weigh? 212?
No, Wilder's 242.
You're kidding me. I thought he was 6'7", 230.
No, when you said he came in at 209, I know. He comes in at 240. That's his natural weight, 240. He's just a tall guy. He's 6'7", you know. He's a big, tall guy.
Yeah, I don't know what his weight is. He's skinny. I don't know. If he's skinny, it's 6'7" then.
Yeah, he's 240. No, he comes in between 240, 245. That's been his natural weight.
Well, what was his weight in the amateurs? 210?
I don't even know. He fought heavyweight, yeah, whatever it was, you know. But he's gone up.
I don't know what these guys are on these days. You know, I mean, he looks to me like he's had a little help.
I don't know. I got to tell you, you meet him, Eddie. I don't know. He works his ass off. You know, 6'7", you got a big appetite, and you have appetite, and you hit the weights, and you do the boxing workout. I think you could pack it on and make coming on comfortably. I don't think he's on bit shoes. I don't think so. I really don't. You see him. He's pretty lean. You see him pretty. He's pretty lean. He's pretty lean. But he's cut like a mother hubbard, but he's pretty lean.
Well, I saw him in the amateurs. He was just skinny.
Yeah, well, a lot of guys were. Look, you know, a lot of guys were.
But he wasn't a kid in the amateurs.
No. And look, guys like Sean Porter fought at 160 65 in the amateurs, down to 47 now. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, you know. And,
I don't know.
Anyhow, and last thing. Here's the one thing. I don't know if you heard about it. The Caleb Plant, he won Saturday. I don't know if you saw the fight. Caleb Plant won. Caleb Plant won, and they offered him Canelo for May, and he turned down the fight by all indications. I don't know the exact story, if it was not enough money or whatever, but he turned down the fight. He said he didn't have enough time.
Who turned down the fight?
Caleb Plant.
Turned down a fight with Canelo?
Yeah, for May. For Cinco de Mayo. He said he didn't have enough time. And I'm saying, you just got off a fight. You won clearly. 10 rounds. You stopped the guy in 10th round. By all indications, you didn't get marked up or anything. You take a couple weeks off, take your wife away, get reacquainted with her, and then come back. You still got 2 months.
Well, he probably figured he couldn't blow kisses at Canelo. You know, he likes to blow kisses.
But no. Caleb can fight. Caleb's got a high boxing IQ, tough as they come, got a lot of heart. He's confident as they come. Why would you take the fight? I don't understand.
He was in with that German kid, right?
Right.
The German kid was not much of a fighter.
Okay, but
I know he had a record, but where in Stuttgart?
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, he come out of it pretty unscathed. No cuts, no abrasion, no bruises.
Oh yeah.
So why wouldn't you take the fight? Why wouldn't you take the fight?
I don't think the guy is looking for a real tough fight. I think he's.
Yeah, but you beat Canelo. You not only the payday. Now, from my understanding, I don't think it's the paydays are not enough. I'm only getting this second hand from what I read and what I heard. But by all indications, take the fight. I think he'd be a headache for Canelo because of his boxing IQ. He's a hell of a boxer.
That's turning down a hell of a payday.
Yeah, it's still gonna be. I think still be the biggest payday he could ever get.
Well, if he thinks he's as good as he says he is, he should have taken the fight.
I just want. Yeah, I thought so.
I wonder what Harry Greb would have done, right?
Harry Greb would have fought Canelo, Plant, Wilder, and Fury in the same night. That's what he would have done.
He fought once a week.
I know. Eddie,
in 1918, he fought 48 times and won.
I know.
In 1 year.
Yeah, I know.
That's Mayweather's entire career.
Yeah, I know. Oh, shit.
I just read where Sugar Ray Robinson, didn't he have like 175 fights and 120 knockouts?
Who's that?
Robinson.
No, not quite. He had 145 fights. Yeah, his knockout percentage was high, 70. But it was Sandy Sadler had 109 knockouts in 147, 57 fights.
How many knockouts did Archie Moore have?
Archie Moore had a lot of knockouts too. Yeah, but Sandy Sadler had the second most and highest knockouts of all time.
I forget how many Robinson had. Robinson had a lot of knockouts.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, I laugh when people say Mayweather's the all-time great.
Oh God.
I mean, how can you get all-time great with it 48 fights?
Oh, stop! I know. Stop, Eddie. They don't know for these guys. But I was just talking about Canelo and Plant. I thought that that's been a great fight for Caleb. I think Caleb would give him headaches. He may outbox him. Great payday, and he just got off a fight that he won pretty easily. And why wouldn't you take a couple weeks off and get right back to it? I don't know. Just my thought.
I think Plant's. I'm going to be surprised if he keeps winning. I think he's ready to be beat.
They're talking about him and David Benavidez.
He's got a straight style. I don't like his style.
They're talking about him and David
Benavidez. Got a quick little sneaky left that he uppercuts off the jab.
Right.
And but he's stiff, Ray. He's like a board. He's got no fluidity about him.
Oh.
Guys like that get nailed. They go down. They don't get up.
Right. I understand.
You know what I mean? He looks stiff to me.
Yeah, I got you.
But listen, I've been wrong before, but I just don't see him going. If he fights somebody who can punch, I think he's going to have a problem.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, it's fun to watch them. And what's your prediction? When is Wilder going to knock this big stiff out?
I think Wilder knocks him out. I'm not going to give a prediction what round, but I think I don't think he gets to the 10th round. Let's put it that way. I don't think it's the 10th.
All right.
I mean, it's a big thing, but I ain't say first round, second round. But they don't go. I don't think it's to the 10th round. And I said that about his last fight. I said that.
They're saying this guy's in better shape than he was the first time. Because he had to lose like 100 pounds.
Yeah. Eddie,
did he lose 100 pounds? He lost 100 pounds.
Why? He was 400.
That motherfucker. He was like 400 pounds or something.
Yeah, but because he had a state, he fell into a depression and everything. So
yeah.
Oh, that happened. That happened to me.
Then he ate the whole, cafeteria. Ray, I got to go back to work. I got to go back to work.
Right,
always a pleasure, Ray. Always a pleasure.
Hey, Eddie, we got to bet. You're taking Fury. I'm taking Wilder for dinner at the joint. You got it. All right, brother.
I'll pick Fury. In the decision.
Okay, and I'll pick Wilder, knocking him dead.
All right. Love you, Ray.
I thank you, brother. Same here. Thank you, Eddie. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, how about that? Two good guests today.
I'm telling you.
I couldn't get one last week. I finally got one at the end.
We got two.
And we got Jim Cummings. It was wonderful last week. Jim, I love you. Thank you so much for that.
He was great.
And
My kids were thrilled.
I couldn't get one, and then I saw, and then Jim. Oh, I had Jim. Let's do it. So anyhow, now we got two today. How about that?
It was good.
So man, that was good, Mike. I'm glad you're here for decorations, but
man, I don't need to say anything. Those guys are on a roll.
You're the bestest.
They're on a roll.
You're the bestest.
Yeah.
You're here for.
I know how it goes.
Color to join up. Mm-hmm. No, right. But no, let them talk. That's the thing, right?
Good
You're the best interviewer. You are. I'm not the good interviewer, but these.
You don't just when they're on a roll, you let them go.
Well, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought that was interesting, though. What Mark said, that when Fury says I want to stop him in 2 rounds, that he's saying that Fury thinks the longer this fight goes on, the more of a chance I have to get hit and knocked down. So I need to make something happen because the percentages of me getting knocked down are greater the longer the fight goes. And I think that's a solid. Then when you hear that strategy, you're like, oh yeah, it totally makes sense.
Well, that means you fear the other guy's punch, which
obviously
means you think he's going to tap you. It means you think he's going to eventually catch you.
He's done
if you
twice.
Don't catch him first.
It's not like it was a one-time lucky thing when you get it twice.
That's right.
So I just thought that was interesting what he said.
No, that's a valid point. It's very, Mark's very insightful. Very insightful. What makes him such a great writer, and he's very good at what he does. Mm-hmm. Mark does these bits, these profile. What do you call them? Profile pieces, like for ESPN about the fighters and stuff. He goes to their hometown. Anything. I think he's the best at it. I think that's his.
Where's he from? He had an English accent, right?
Oh, Mark?
Yeah.
No, he was born right across from Madison Square in Manhattan.
Oh, he's born
in Manhattan.
I thought he was English or something.
No, Mark said New York.
Wow.
New York guys, New York as you can get. He was actually born 2 blocks from the Garden, catty corner from the Garden.
How about that?
On 8th Avenue and 31st, I believe, Mark, right?
I would not have known.
And the Garden's between the 33rd, 32nd and 34th. Mm-hmm. on 7th Avenue. So anyhow.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So anyhow. And so between 7th and 8th, I should say, between 7th and 8th Avenue. And Mark was born 31st on 8th. So he literally grew up there and could have walked to the games, everything. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank you. I was very happy. Thank you for my friend Mark Kriegel, wonderful writer, announcer, and just the best writer going for biographies. Thank you for my biography, and thank you for coming on today's show. Our friend Ed O'Neill, shooting the last week of his show, and still have found time to give us, some time.
Well, he loves boxing, doesn't he?
He's a
and
fanatic.
he loved talking boxing.
And he knows boxing. He knows.
Yeah.
That's what we get arguments all the time about. He's a fan of the old fighters, Joe, which I am too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just being realistic. Deontay Wilder at 6'7", he's gonna be a headache for anybody because of his height, more or less his ability. He can punch like that. He's a headache for him. Not saying he would beat them guys.
No, and it was a different. That's like comparing Lou Gehrig to Mike Trout or something. It's hard to do because they're both fantastic, and people just didn't look. Jim Brown was the biggest guy in the game and the fastest guy in the game. That doesn't happen anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The linebackers are
running as fast
people
as him.
look different, and they are different. It's just a different training methods and things. All that stuff's different now. It's hard to compare.
That's right.
So
again,
you want to promote your series? Real
coming
quick?
up March 18th. Please, if you haven't, this local, of course, in Youngstown, we got the speaker series. We changed it from February 20th to March 18th because obviously the 20th is.
We missed it. No, it's 2 days.
Well,
from now.
it'd
3 days.
have been 2 days from now, but
Yeah.
we didn't have enough time. March 18th, Michael Francese will come in, be my guest speaker. Michael travels all over the world doing motivational talks. If you know, Michael Francese was a capo in a Colombo crime family organization, the youngest capo in organized crime history. And he did what they said he couldn't do. He walked away from the mob. Walked away, and he travels the country speaking about it. And he walked away. He was in jail. He found a Bible, read Bible, turned his life over to Christ. He's born again, and he speaks around the country. And he says, "Now I used to be. I used to answer to God. I used to answer to a Godfather. Now I answer to God the Father."
We're lucky to have him. We're lucky to have him.
Believe me, it's life altering. It's life changing. His message, his talk, he talks about everything. There's nothing off base with him. His inner dealings, talks about his sit downs with John Gotti. He talks about when they went and found out they had planned to kill him, his own family, and thinking that he was a rat. Found all of that out, and then found his father didn't help him out in a situation, and all of these things, and still he travels with no bodyguards, not under security. He said only because of Christ can I, being protected by Christ. It's fascinating. It's life altering, and it's so entertaining and fascinating that you speak to one of the guys. And if you read the look about him, Michael Francese was in the Forbes top 100, top 50 all-time mob bosses. Richest mob boss, meaning brought more money to a single family. Michael brought more money to a single family since Al Capone. He brought more money to a single family, to the Colombo family, who's the smallest family, but yet they were the richest because of Michael during the early 80s. I met Michael in 1983. I talk about that when I first met him. And anyhow, it's just fascinating. He's become good friends, and it's just a life-altering. Please, if you haven't got your tickets, call the ticket center down at the Ford Recital box office, New York box office, to get your tickets, VIP tickets, and we have packages. If anybody's interested in being a sponsor, then you get 10 tickets for free because of your sponsorship. Well, it's not free. You just pay for it, but you get 10 tickets to go with the sponsorship.
Right.
Signage all over, brought to you by, all that good stuff. So again, if you March 18th. At the Dior downtown.
That's a Wednesday night.
Wednesday night at Youngstown to benefit my foundation, the Ray Boone Mancini Foundation. Anyhow, thank you for bringing it up.
Thank you for CharBenay. Thank you, Charlene.
Thank you for Char. You're wonderful. Thank you so much. Fabulous place. Anybody who's near in the Youngstown Warren area, who's near downtown Warren, come to CharBenay's winery.
Can we come back sometime? Are we allowed back?
It reminds me of Tivoli, the Tivoli Gardens.
Oh, we can come back. She said we can come back.
It's not open at the moment. It's from 4 to 9, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. No, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm sorry, my bad. 4 to 9, Wednesdays to Thursdays. Fridays and Saturdays,
noon to 11
at night.
All right.
Don't get no better than that. Okay, again, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 to 9. Friday, Saturday, noon to 11. Believe me, this is where you want to be. It's a spectacular place there. You've done a wonderful job. I admire you for taking a shot. Come support the local people. Show her that you appreciate what she's done. She's given you a fabulous place, great food, great wine. You're going to remember. And believe me, you'll be telling your friends. And in the summer, she'll give you a tour to join. Outdoor patio. You can see the amphitheater from here. You can hear the amphitheater. You don't need to be at the amphitheater. Just be here, have a dinner, and drinks all night. It's much cheaper, much easier, much better.
It is easier.
So, anyhow.
It is nice
Great.
over there,
Thank
too.
you again, CharBenay's Winery in downtown Warren. Walk over the bridge if you're over at the theater, at the Robbins Theater.
Yeah.
Walk over the
If you're at
bridge.
the park,
It's a 20,
the
it's a
square.
20-yard walk.
Yeah.
Park.
Or just drive over and park in this parking lot.
Dinner first. They give you shuttle to the Robbins Theater and back. Do you shuttle to the amphitheater and back too? Not yet. Oh, they can walk. Okay, well then you don't need a shuttle. You can walk there. But to the amphitheater, to the Robbins Theater, shuttle back and forth, dinner, show, bing bang, ain't no better than that. I'm exhausted.
All right.
I'm exhausted. All right.
All right.
Again,
Here's Wilder.
I like Wilder. Eddie likes Fury. We have dinner on dinner.
There you go.
Hey, thank you again, anybody. If you like the show, please tell your friends. Hit us up on Facebook. Let us know what you think. But until next time, next Tuesday, it's around the same time. Take care of each other. Love each other. Good night and God bless.